He knew you got HIV, bro. It just made that man probably go into a certain kind of depression that he really couldn't do the music that he wanted to do, and he tried to hold on to something, and he thought religion was what he was going to hold on to, and then that wasn't working for him, and I guess he became unpredictable. Him and Puff didn't get along, man, and it started being some bull crap because Puff told Craig Mack, yo, if you don't get rid of your manager, you through. So when they got on MTV and they was talking about, yo, him and Big was up there talking about, yeah, we gonna do the Craig Mack album. If you look on their face, you know, Craig looked at him like this, because Craig Mack knew he wasn't doing another album with Puff. You understand? Because Craig Mack wasn't getting rid of his manager. He was loyal like that to his people. So Craig looked up like this, and Big and Puff got this smirk on their face. But he was not coming back to Bad Boy, bro. And Big and him didn't get along anyway. But if it wasn't for him, you know, Big album wouldn't have blown up like it did.
Yeah, this article exposed a lot, man. They also revealed that he had to move back with his mom when he went broke.
Yeah, bro. Come on, listen here. I think it said he got $25,000 as an advance. You don't see no more money after that until they start recouping. And tell me, how long do it take a record label to recoup $25,000? It must have took a hell of a long, because, like I said, like they say, he was catching buses now, and catching buses and trains.
Yeah, they claimed that he was mainly taking care of his family off of Flavor in Your Ear.
Yeah, but it wasn't. You got to realize it's going to take you probably 2 to 4 years or something like that to even get some royalties from Flavor in Your Ear. You know what I mean? It ain't like he gonna get after the record label charge him for his marketing, charge him for, you know, all the money they put out with the DJs and everything like that. He probably had a tab for like 200, 300,000 before he even got a dime. So what you gonna do?
Yeah, and the most shocking thing about this article that shocked me was his wife. She revealed that he died of AIDS.
Man, you know, Craig has some like craters in his face. And then I had asked Kirk Burroughs about that. You know, I said, yo, dude, man, what? All this y'all got the money and stuff like that. So he said he had a heart condition. So way back then, Craig was telling people he had a heart condition. So that's what people thought. I didn't know at that time that he had AIDS. I thought it was a heart condition. You understand? And then some years ago, I spoke to Roxy. And she confirmed that with me about the HIV and stuff. I wasn't going to never say nothing about it. But I think she said something on a
The Conqueror missile as the most powerful weapon.
Yeah, how y'all feeling?
Yeah, Atlanta. How y'all feeling?
Feeling great. Oh my goodness.
Touchdown in Atlanta. It's always a good time when we get to Atlanta. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Shout out to A. We here.
Word up, y'all got a show tonight. Feel me?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Buckhead Theater.
Word. I'm very excited to have y'all. You know what I'm saying? I really used to bump you guys when I was in high school. You know what I'm saying? And like on repeat, super repeat. I'm the type of person that I listen to songs like just over and over and over again. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, I bumped y'all over and over again. So you know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Yeah, we glad to be
Digable
on here.
Planet.
Seeing y'all getting down, you know what I mean?
My
We tapped in,
roommates
so to be
back
riding in the
in,
74L dog, you
I want
feel
to say
me? Around the streets
91.
in the A, it's gonna be lit.
We were all
Y'all was
moving
searching
from
me out. I
home
was like,
around
yo,
the
how can I
same
get in
time.
contact with them?
You know, spreading our
You know, get
wings,
the
getting
message.
out on our own. Me and my man
Let's get to this
Lamont
classic
and
music,
his
and then we
brother
gonna chop it up.
June,
What we doing? What
they
we
were
doing?
from
We gonna
Philly.
do
Digable
like
Planet.
that. You feel me?
Digable Planet, the group is from
Ride
Philly.
round in the whip.
And they
A-Town
went to
Road.
high school with that group. Yeah.
About to cross Lucky
So
Street.
this
You already know what we
legendary
doing.
right here.
Yeah.
This goes out to all our
I got a
ATLs,
connection
you know
to
what I'm
them
saying?
Nice, yeah.
through them, you know.
Drop a little beat right here, huh?
Hey.
The return of Slick. This when the jazz wave was going on in rap. Like,
Don't you know now?
you know, Gang Starr was really at the forefront of that.
Slow now.
He wasn't the only one, but he the one really bust through.
Straight out of our head, you know? They got booed by these hard rock Brooklyn kids. Us floor rush when they DJs booming classics. You dig the crew with the fattest hip hop record now. C tuck the kinks and he sink into the sound. She frequency, fatter joints called undergrounds. Our funk blooms like you hit that Mary Jane. They clock the bones, bro. Boogie had to change. Who freaks the clips with mad amount percussion? Where my nappy head goes to unthought of dimensions. Why is it so fly? Cause hip hop kept some drama. Since Butterfly rocked them like Sway Pumas. What about a cut? We push it off the corner. How was the buzz in entire Atlanta? Was fresh and back since they started sending them out. Cause funk's made that from right beneath my hoodie. I'm the pooba of the styles like Miles and shit. Like Sissy's funky worms with waves and perms. I sit my funky rhythms all down this block because we be too rap, but keep beat too locked. But I'm cool like that. I'm cool like that. I'm cool like that. I'm cool like that. Be cool like that. She cool like that. I'm cool like that.
But I'm cool. We feed a chocolate tap to my rap.
What?
She in the face after sweet the cat naps. He at the funk club with the vibrate. Them they be crazy down with the vibe name. It can't kick a plan that a crowd burst. Me,
I like to see these groups that still got their members, you know. Everybody still alive doing their thing.
Who understood, yeah, understood the plans. Him heard that beat and put it through his hands. Well, I just flip that borders get loose. How to consume all the beats is like juice. If it's the shit, we lift it off the plastic. The baby goes spastic. The book is a classic. If you play a shot, it don't matter. I'm better, yo. How I zone?
Cleopatra Jones.
And I'm chill like that. 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 I'm chill.
All right, just give y'all a little snippet. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know I'm real big on my Black history. That's why I put it in the title 365 Black History. You feel me? And so who we gonna love on today? You know, right in my backyard, I realized that it was let old girl tell you. You know, I ain't gotta. I found out that we had a black hotel in Maryland. We have a highway called 301 Crane Highway, and where the Home Depot on the grounds it sat on, it was a black hotel that was one of the Green Book listings where blacks, when they traveled up and down the South, that was one of the landmarks that they could come in a safe environment in a hotel. So let me let y'all hear the discovery.
The wharf in D.C. holds a secret of social justice. Hear me out. The Pearl Incident was the largest nonviolent slave revolt and escape.
Okay, wrong video, but
right
y'all
down
go ahead
7th
and
Street in Washington,
go ahead
D.C.
and
So
get
at the
fed
wharf
on
in
this.
D.C., you might have memories of going to Hope Gates or going to Zanzibar, or if you're younger, you might hang out now and go to the Anthem or go to La Vie or go to Kinfolk or Milk and Honey. Before the enslaved, the wharf was a way of escape. Now picture it. It's April 14th, 1848. The Washington Monument hasn't even been fully built yet. There is no metro for you to get around. You got to go by horse and carriage. But if you were one of the enslaved, you had enough. 77 men, women, and children got together and planned their escape for April 15th. They planned their escape along with white abolitionists and black freedmen like Mr. Paul Jennings, and he looked like he don't play. So the plan was to travel down 7th Street Southwest, meet at the wharf, get on this ship called the Pearl, and then ride on the Potomac River to the Chesapeake Bay, then to the Delaware River, and ultimately end up in New Jersey, which was a free state. Once they got on the ship, all was well for 2 days until they hit St. Mary's County, Point Lookout to be exact. Someone spotted them. They were captured and taken back to D.C. They had almost made it, y'all. Once captured, these brave men, women, and children were chained together and they were paraded down the street where they were ridiculed, laughed at, and abused. See, D.C. was a slave society. D.C. benefited greatly from slavery, and many of the residents were extremely upset when the enslaved attempted to escape, and they were even more upset with the white abolitionists who helped and supported them. So the enslaved were punished and sent to plantations down in the Deep South, including the Edmondson sisters. The Edmondson sisters were sold to Louisiana to be fancy girls. Now, fancy girls is the part of slavery that nobody talks about, but was very big in the United States, especially in Louisiana. Google fancy girls. However, Frederick Douglass and Henry Ward Beecher purchased the Edmondson sisters, took them in, got them educated, and freed them. And once freed, the Edmondson sisters became some of the first residents of Berry Farm dwellings, as well as Frederick Douglass. He stayed there for a short amount of time. Check my video on Berry Farm. The tension was thick in D.C., and because of this escape, a riot happened, and some abolitionists were attacked. The abolitionist newspaper was attacked, and additional federal police had to come into D.C. to calm everything down. But something good came out of all of this. The riot ultimately led to the Compromise of 1850, which stopped the sale of slaves in Washington, D.C. Now, people could still have slaves, but you just couldn't sell them in D.C. Now, the abolitionists that helped with the escape, they were locked up, but they got pardoned in 1852. And the Compromise of 1850 ultimately led to the emancipation of slavery on April 16, 1862. Ooh, so that was a lot. In fact, this could be a movie. This was just so much. So the next time you're at the wharf and you're getting your nice lavish meal and you're hanging out and enjoying the Potomac River, just remember that many, many years ago, that was the site of resistance against enslavement. So imagine the courage that it took to get on the Pearl and risk your life for freedom back then. I learned about this in DC history class back in 1989, but I don't think everyone else knows about this. Did you know about this? Did you learn about this in school, or is this the first time that you've heard about it? I hope you learned something, and thanks for learning DC history with me. Take care and bye-bye.
This young lady name is
You're gay. You're fucking gay after.
okay, don't have her name on it, but her brand is Health is Healing, something like that. Yeah, but let me find the one that talked about the hotel on 301 like I was talking about. That was and I was just actually over there this morning. So that was cool in itself. Okay, her brand is A Heal Perspective. All right. Okay, and the title is called a All Black Celebrity Hotel off of 301 Crane Highway back in the 1840s.
I'm at 2485 Crane Highway in Waldorf, Maryland. And what you see behind me? Yeah, this is Popeye's Chicken, which is a popular chicken spot in the area.
1940s, I'm sorry.
But did you know that many decades ago, all of this used to be a Black-owned and operated motel with an all-star clientele? Stay with me. The Blue Jay Motel, built by Arthur Farrar, was established on US 301 in Waldorf, Maryland, to provide safe lodging for Black travelers during the Jim Crow era. Before building the motel, Farrar had operated a baseball stadium, and he had a gas station and a baseball team that he named the Big Boys. After the state bought the property for highway realignment, he used the funds to build the Blue Jay Motel. The Blue Jay Motel was listed in the travel guide, the Negro Motorist Green Book, from 1956 until at least 1964. This book was a resource that many Black families used to travel safely in segregated America. The Blue Jay Hotel hosted notable Black entertainers, athletes, and guests who likely could not stay at the segregated white-only hotels. Some of its most famous clientele reportedly included James Brown, Sam Cooke, singer and actress Patti LaBelle, Black tennis pioneer Althea Gibson, and NFL player Jim Parker. If any of you know Miss Patti LaBelle, please tag her and ask her if she stayed at the Blue Jay Motel and what her experience was like. And I have to also mention the Blue Star Motel, which was located in Faulkner, just north of the Potomac River Bridge. The Blue Jay and Blue Star weren't just motels. They were safe havens during an era where Black families risked harassment or outright denial for just trying to find a room for the night. These motels offered dignity, safety, and community. Thank you, Mr. Farrar, for your legacy and your contribution to the county. Because Black history is American history. So, Charles County, did you know about this piece of Black history right up under your nose? Let me know in the comments.
Thank you
Thanks
for that
walking down memory
investigation.
lane with me, and I hope
Discovery.
you learned something. Until next time.
A Hill perspective. We're going to see more video from her. Backyard on Nucci's front porch. Let's go. Tiny Desk got some competition. Let's go. DG, what's up? What's up, Wincy? That's Red Grandson right there. Keeping it gangsta. Little Smoke Junior right there on the roller time. That's who he remind me of. Get me. That's how DC give it up. That's what we do. Come on, man. Why y'all messing up the flow? Them damn commercials. Man, I'm telling y'all, whoever don't live here, when you come to DC, you have to go to a go-go. And if you can, go to a backyard go-go. Okay? The band is called Backyard. It's a band called Junkyard, which Backyard was inspired from. And that's how they created Backyard. You know what I'm saying? But Junkyard was a premier band, and they should be around my age in their 50s. And uh Backyard they should be in their 40s, like mid 40s, because they was coming up behind Junkyard band, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, so Junkyard was one of the premier young go-go groups coming up in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? They had Trouble Funk, they had Red Essence, they had of course the Godfather of Go-Go, who created that, you know what I'm saying, in the 70s, and early 80s emerged a young group of teenagers. All of them was like 16 and under. So I might be a little older than them. So I'm 55. So they should be early 50s. So they wasn't that far behind me. So yeah. So that's Junkyard Band. And they celebrating like 40 years. Backyard celebrating 30. So I done seen the beginning and the evolution and the right now of all these groups that come up in DC. I don't know a lot of the new bands that's coming up, but definitely the old bands from the 80s and 90s that still exist. I done watched all them dudes, and They've been giving us great shows forever, you know. So salute to the go-go bands from the beginning with Chuck Brown, the right now and the future. This Big Day Street Finest. You know, I'll be right back at y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go get my grandbaby, you know, and I'll be right back. Peace.